Hey everyone, welcome back to True Crime Buzz. I'm your host Amber, and with me as always is Miss Brittany.
Hi.
What you drinking today?
Girl, Diet Sam's Cola. Got a review from Matt from Idaho today that said, I love this is a great podcast, whatever, but I wish Brittany would drink something besides Diet Coke. And I would just like to set the record straight and say that was my husband. So
yeah, we finally figured that out because I sent her a screenshot and I'm like, I only know one Matt. Is this your husband? But I thought he had given us a review before, and it was him.
Yep, it was.
Guess what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking?
I'm doing shots tonight.
What, like Theraflu?
Shots of Dayquil.
I was so close. I was so close.
I have either allergies or a cold. I don't know which one. And so shots of Dayquil, literally taking one as we speak, and they're so gross.
Shot.
Yes.
Shot.
Except it's not the fun kind.
No.
Ugh, it's Vicks Dayquil severe nastiness. With that acetaminophen.
It has made you feel better, so.
It does, yeah.
The acetaminophen. Oh my God, look now, because you've said it wrong, I can't say it right.
Acetaminophen.
Yeah. Also, as a correction for last week's episode, I'd like to add that the cookie butter I was talking about is not Spooky Loos, it is Speckaloos. So.
No, it will always be Spooky Loos.
Okay, to me. But if somebody else wants to go buy it, they need to know that it's actually Speckaloos cookie butter. It's the Walmart brand, because your girl over here is cheap.
Or apparently Trader Joe's has, what is it, Speculoos?
Yeah, Speculoos, I don't know.
Cookie butter.
There's an E.
I still have not tried it, but we're coming up on our girls' trip soon,
yeah.
And you best believe I'm going to have a thing of that with us. So I'm going to finally try it.
I'm going to bring you some.
That and a bunch of Diet Coke.
Yes.
So excited.
So Matt from Idaho, I will be drinking Diet Coke.
Anywho, do you have any personal true crimes this week?
Let me think. That's a hard one because really it's been a pretty good week.
Or anything that should be a true crime?
I really can't think of like one single thing tonight, Amber. I mean, my kids have been good. I can't complain about them.
I was going to say, usually your true crime is your children.
Yeah.
Of some sort. But they've even been good.
They've been excellent. I can't think of a true crime. What about for you?
This damn cold or whatever it is, it's knocked me off my ass.
COVID.
It is not. Oh my God.
Guys, Amber doesn't have COVID, but
I don't have COVID.
What kind of friend would I be if I didn't know she did?
I don't have the Rona.
If you say a good one, you don't know our friendship.
Look, so I don't go anywhere at all. And last weekend I went to 2 different get-togethers. One of them had several little children at it. There's no telling what kind of germs I picked up, or pollen is at an insanely high amount right now. And I dusted and got into a sneezing attack, and that's when all this happened. So I really don't know. All I know is it sucks, and that I feel like allergies themselves should be illegal. You shouldn't have to have them.
That should be a true crime.
Okay, so we've both had good weeks, other than I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And that is literally the song I've been singing. If you've not watched Bo Burnham's Inside on Netflix, do yourself a favor and go watch it because it's so good.
So good.
But one of my favorite songs in that thing is I Feel Like Shit, Big Old Bag of Shit. Yeah, I've been singing that to myself all day because that's how I feel.
You've been singing it to me too.
I have, yes. So it's been killing me. I know you're covering something that I know nothing about, so I'm really excited. So what are we talking about today?
So today I am covering a very recent story. This is a case of a very smart, bright, and beautiful young influencer and MLM director whose life was taken too soon after a strange disappearance, and even stranger discovery of her body. The internet has theories galore on who took this young woman's life, but no charges have been filed, and this case is considered unsolved.
Ooh.
Yes. I know. Are you proud? Because you know how I hate unsolved.
You've been doing so many unsolved cases even though you hate them.
I hate them. So today I am covering the murder of Alexis Sharkey. Alexis Lee Robinault was born on January 25th, 1994 to Stacy Clark Robinault and Mike Robinault. She grew up in Pennsylvania with her parents and 2 younger sisters. Her family was described as extremely close-knit, happy, and supportive. And Alexis was described by friends as a, quote, kind and generous soul who seemed to be addicted to learning and pursuing her goals, end quote. She graduated high school in 2012 and attended University of Pittsburgh. She graduated at the top of her class and had been planning to attend medical school, but after graduating, like a lot of people, she decided to take a gap year to travel and relax.
I mean, the girl deserves a break. She's been getting at it her whole life, so...
She has. And, even after high school, you're like, oh, more school. So I can't even imagine. Then, you graduate college. So good for her. She relocated to Odessa, Texas, and got a job working at Twin Peaks, a sports bar it's kind of like a Hooters, if you don't know.
I was going to say, she must be very pretty then.
She is. She's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. Her coworkers noticed that she had taken a special interest in one of the regular customers, a man named Tom Sharkey. Tom was a consultant for oil companies, and he was in his mid-40s. Alexis was in her early 20s at this time, but the age difference didn't seem to bother either one of them. And, no judgment on age differences.
Nope. But also, Daddy Warbucks is what I'm getting from that.
Yeah. But I mean, let's remember, she had a great degree. I'm not really sure why Twin Peaks. Maybe she decided what she got her degree in was, it's more of a stepping stone to medical school. She didn't want to do anything with it, but she could have been making some good money with her degree.
That's true.
They hit it off instantly and began a serious romance. Tom was also previously married and had 2 kids, and this didn't seem to bother Alexis either. They were smitten with each other.
Oh.
Alexis eventually decided she didn't want to work at Twin Peaks anymore, but knew she needed some sort of income. So about a month later, after she made this decision, she quit working at Twin Peaks and became a full-time Monat salesperson. Monat is an MLM hair product company, and Alexis excelled at working for Monat. She eventually worked her way up to an executive director position and was making really good money.
Just when I thought I had heard of all the MLMs ever, I've not heard of that one.
Really? Oh, I know like several people that sell it, so.
How do you spell M-O-N what?
A-T.
Premium hair and skincare products. Nope, I don't.
Well, now you do.
Don't come for me, though, because I don't want any. Thanks. If I can't buy it off a Walmart shelf, I don't use it.
Facts on that, girl. And when the money started rolling in, she decided to really start ramping up her social media influencing. She eventually racked up 22,000 followers, which...
Whoa.
Yeah, that ain't nothing to laugh about. That's a good following number.
That's way more than we have.
I mean, right, though?
But she's a go-getter.
Yes.
She sounds beautiful. She sounds smart. Like, it sounds right to me.
Yeah, 1,000%. She spent a lot of time recruiting for Monat, and she was really good at that. And that's really kind of how you make money in MLM companies, is by recruiting people to sell underneath you.
Yeah, that's why they call it the pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Because you're at the top, and all your little people are underneath you, and you just keep making that money.
That's right. And her social media accounts really helped with that. Alexis preferred to call herself a businesswoman or mentor, and she would post beautiful pictures of the beautiful parts of her life. Just like everybody, nobody's out here posting the bad parts of their life, okay? Just the good.
Right.
Don't get judgy on Alexis, because we all do it. Alexis's phone was constantly with her. It was like her office. She would often post to her stories every few hours. Like, she was
that's a lot.
on it.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, she doesn't have any kids. Like, this is her full-time job, so,
right.
Summer of 2019 rolled around, and Alexis and Tom got engaged. They moved to Colorado briefly, traveling all over the state, taking pictures, and of course, posting them. They looked super happy and in love.
#blessed.
A few months later, they got married in December of 2019 at a Colorado courthouse. Alexis was 26 and Tom was 49. They then decided to relocate to Houston, Texas, and decided to take a 25-day road trip there. They traveled through Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico, and of course, they documented the entire trip for the gram.
And that sounds so cool.
It does.
I would love to do that.
Well, I've seen some of the pictures from the trip, and they look amazing. She was really good at photography as well. Nobody's out here shouting that, but she was. Her pictures are really beautiful. True to Alexis's nature, she quickly made friends in her new town and had a loyal group of friends that she met through a mobile app. They spent a lot of time together and also had a group chat that Alexis was very active in, which is an important detail for later in the story. Even though Alexis was a new bride, she rarely talked about Tom to her friends and hardly ever brought Tom to her friends' dinners, cookouts, gatherings. Which, I mean, maybe he wasn't a social person. Not judging. Like,
No.
you know, Matt's way more social than me, so...
Being not social is one thing, but not even wanting to talk about or brag about your new husband is really weird to me.
Yeah, no, that part's weird, but him not going, maybe not
Him
so
not
weird.
going is not so weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
he sounds like a very busy guy with his business.
Well, I can't wait till you see a picture of this guy, because, like, he doesn't look very businessy, but he seems
Oh.
that way, like, on paper. I mean, not
Okay.
that you can't have a beard and be a business person. Don't come for me, people. I'm just saying, like, he looks like he's...
Does he look like the Twitter CEO?
I don't know what the Twitter CEO looks
Oh
like.
my God. Hold on. Let me just pause and look up this guy. What's his name?
Tom Sharkey.
Oh, wow.
Right, though? He doesn't look
Holy
like what
cow.
you'd think. Yeah.
He looks like
He's not a bad-looking
somebody
guy.
I would know, like around here.
Yeah.
No, the Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey.
Oh, my. All right.
Yeah, he's got like a big nose hoop, and he's got this long ass gray beard, and he looks
Yeah, he
high
looks
all
like
the time.
he looks like somebody we'd see down at the drum circle in Asheville. So
Correct, and he's the Twitter CEO, and he's billions of dollars.
I mean,
so.
get it, dude. Be yourself and climb to the top. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of November 2020, that's right, I said 2020 because that's how recent this story is.
Holy cow!
Yes. Alexis took a trip to Tulum, Mexico with her group of friends, and Tom did not tag along on this trip. So it was just her and her friends. I didn't find if her friends' husbands went or if it was purely a girls' trip.
Your
But
girls' trip, yeah.
right, you know, but he didn't go. So when Alexis returned from Mexico, she started making Thanksgiving plans, one of my favorite holidays.
Yes.
She had called her mom, Stacy, and informed her that she wouldn't be visiting for Thanksgiving, but she told them that she would see them at Christmas. Stacy found this odd because, remember, Alexis was super, super close with her family, and they hadn't seen Alexis in almost a year in person.
Oh.
Sadly, Stacy never got to see Alexis alive again.
Oh no.
I know. Thanksgiving morning, November 26th, rolled around, and Alexis and her mom exchanged a few texts wishing each other a happy Thanksgiving and that sort of thing. Everything seemed fine. However, Alexis didn't spend Thanksgiving with her husband, Tom. She instead spent the day at her friend Tanya's with her group of friends, which there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Spend Thanksgiving with your friends. We do Friendsgiving around here.
Friendsgiving, yes, all the time, but
But-
it's weird.
It is weird because Alexis and Tom hadn't even been married a full year. It was their first Thanksgiving as a married couple. So it's a little odd to me. It's a little odd.
See, and that's what I thought when you said that she didn't want to come home for Thanksgiving. That's what I assumed, is that it was her first one on her own with her husband. And so, like, you know, I want to do my own
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Makes sense to
Right.
me. But the more you go on with this story, the more fishy it sounds. And I don't like it.
I agree. Alexis stayed at Tanya's till 12 a.m. until a friend picked her up and took her to a bar until 3 a.m. Alexis tried to text Tanya after that and tell her that she was going to come back over to grab some stuff she had left at Tanya's, but Tanya was already asleep, so Alexis just went back to Tanya's, got in her car, and allegedly went home. The next day was November 27th, Black Friday.
Black Friday, yes.
Yes, and for our listeners outside of the U.S., Black Friday is a day of shopping, deals, and discounts, and it gets wild. People will, like, literally camp outside stores to be the first to get Black Friday deals. It's insane.
I mean, Americans go bananas on Black Friday.
They do. They do.
Every year. And it
Yes.
gets crazier and crazier every year. Like, there's
Yeah.
pretty much not even a Black Friday anymore because the time has creeped up so much that it's like, come
Thanksgiving
in this
evening.
evening. Yeah, this afternoon before dinner and get your shopping on.
Yeah.
I've been to one, would not recommend.
And so Black Friday is also a big deal for the MLM community, obviously, because they are able to offer deals
Sales.
and they stand to make some real cash flow on Black Friday.
I bet.
And Alexis, the social media sales queen for Monat, should be posting all the things, but she didn't. Her social media was completely silent. Around 5:30 p.m., a text message in the group chat popped up from Alexis. She said she wanted to go out that evening and was inquiring about her friends' plans. All her friends said they were busy that night, but planned a girls' night for the next day. And those messages in the group chat were the last anyone ever heard from Alexis, and her social media remained silent. Around 11 p.m. that night, one of Alexis's friends' boyfriends, named John, received a text from Tom Sharkey asking John if he had heard from Alexis. John immediately called Tom, like right away. And Tom told John that Alexis was missing and that he and Alexis had gotten into a huge argument and that Alexis stormed out of the house and Tom hadn't seen her since. Tom said Alexis had scaled their fence and was picked up by a black car.
Were those his exact words? Did he say she's missing, or did
She's
he
missing.
say...
Yes, she's missing.
That's suspicious as hell.
It is. It's real suspicious.
I haven't seen her. Do you know where she is? I haven't heard from her. To straight up just say she's missing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He also told John that Alexis was barefoot when she scaled this fence. And she was picked up by a black car, and on she went. The phone call between Tom and John lasted 45 minutes, and John said the whole time they talked, he felt something was off. I mean, understandably, John. Understandably.
Yeah. Today's episode is sponsored by Relief Factor. Pain from everyday living, exercise, or just getting older is one of the leading causes of trips to the doctor and many sleepless nights. It interferes with daily activities and can even keep us from spending time with the people we love. If you have everyday pain, it stands to reason you need something you can feel comfortable with taking every single day. That's why doctors invented 100% drug-free Relief Factor. Now tens of thousands of customers are using Relief Factor every day to become mostly or completely pain-free. 100% drug-free Relief Factor features 4 key ingredients that each work on a different metabolic pathway to support your body's natural healing processes to respond to pain and inflammation. Now you can try Relief Factor too. The 3-week quick start, retail price of almost $70, is now available to our listeners for just $19.95. Head to the link in our show notes to find out more. Start your journey to better health and less pain today with Relief Factor.
After he was unable to find Alexis, Tom said he needed to, quote, clear his head, end quote. So he supposedly pulled into a gas station and sat there for 2 hours before he started calling more people to inquire about Alexis. Which, I'm sorry, is sketchy as hell. You're driving around looking for your wife, and you're like, I gotta clear my head. So you pull into a gas station and just sit there.
For 2 hours?
For 2 hours.
That sounds like a made-up alibi. Like you were somewhere else doing something else. You were not sitting at
it, though?
Yeah.
The next day, Alexis's friends were texting each other about their plans for that night's slumber party, and I love that this is like adult women having a slumber party because, yes.
Oh, those are the best.
Yes. Right, though?
Love those.
Everyone was responding but Alexis. And this combined with her lack of social media postings worried her friends. But when Alexis didn't show up for girls' night, they knew something had to be up because Alexis never skipped out on plans that she made. Because she said she was going to be there, she was going to be there.
Right.
So her friends decided to call Alexis's mom, Stacy. And Stacy had been on the phone with Tom and told them Tom said Alexis was missing.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Red alert going
her
off.
Her friends, in all caps, filed a missing persons report. Not her husband.
Not her husband who's going around telling everybody she's already missing.
Correct.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
And her friends flooded their social media with posts about Alexis's disappearance, hoping to find Alexis. Sadly, while all this was going on, a city worker was driving down a service road and saw what he thought was a mannequin.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they thought that this was a mannequin because of the way the body was posed. It was very, stiff looking. And the cleanliness of the supposed mannequin. Like, it was very clean, so...
Yeah.
But this was no mannequin. It was a body. Houston city workers found poor Alexis dead just a few miles from her home. Initially, her family and friends hoped this wasn't Alexis because Alexis's phone was still on. Unfortunately, Tom Sharkey confirmed the body was indeed his wife, Alexis.
Yeah, this is sad.
I told you.
I know.
Alexis's body was clean, no signs of a struggle, no blood, no apparent cause of death.
So no gunshot wound, no stab wound.
Correct.
Just dead.
Right. Immediately, I figured out how she died, but I guess that wasn't as clear. I guess you have to look into other things, but I could tell this was a homicide, so that's different. Duh. But so at first, it wasn't clear how Alexis died. Like, at one point, they were saying that perhaps, she had OD'd or been on drugs, that sort of thing, but no. And on January 19th, 2021, So that's right, this January, 2 months after her death. The coroner revealed Alexis had died from strangulation and it was ruled a homicide.
That was going to be my next guess.
So who killed Alexis Sharkey? Well, soon after Alexis's death, new details came to light, like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
One of Alexis's friends came forward saying that things weren't going well between Tom and Alexis, and that Alexis had confided that she was afraid for her life, and the friend said that Alexis seemed petrified while revealing this. It was actually more than just this friend's conversation that made it pretty clear Alexis and Tom had marital issues and were about to go their separate ways. Tom and Alexis had actually already split their bank accounts shortly before Alexis's disappearance, and divorce papers were drawn up and ready to be signed.
Ooh, that's not good.
But this was not like common knowledge. Her mom didn't know about it.
Nobody knew about it until after the fact.
Right. A lot of friends didn't know about it, just a select few. Also, and this is a big also, there was another man in Alexis's life, a Houston-based DJ named Sebastian that Alexis had met during her early November Mexico trip with her friends. No one could confirm factually that Sebastian and Alexis had actually gotten physical, but all of her friends agreed there were sparks there. In fact, Sebastian was the one that picked her up from her friend's Thanksgiving dinner and chilled with her at the bar till 3 a.m. But were they more than friends? No one knows for sure.
Well, either way, the hubby would not like that at all.
No. During the investigation, Tom has been completely cooperative, according to police. This is unsolved. I don't want to, say somebody did something if I don't know it for a fact. However,
Tom did it.
Tom did it, right? Tom did it. However, throughout the investigation, Tom has changed his story multiple times. At first, he said she was barefoot, but another time, he said that she was wearing sweats and running shoes. And at one point, he said Alexis left her phone behind, but then later he said Alexis took her phone with her, and he tracked her on an app, following her around in the black car she left in until he lost signal. So, lots of switching stories. He also referred to Alexis in past tense before her body was found, which to me screams red flag. It screams
And also said she was missing. And yeah, those are all signs.
Yeah. And he's had some pretty sketchy social media posts. I didn't pull them and put them in the story, but there's been a lot of he said something about, well, you and I always joked about how I would die before you, but that's not true because I'm too competitive. Or, he is a grieving husband. And if he didn't do this, I don't want to put him under, a microscope. He doesn't need to be under, but that's sketchy, Tom. It's sketchy.
He's been real sketchy thus far. He's put himself under that microscope.
After the coroner's report, investigators really started looking at Tom and his past, and Tom gave one interview to the press in which he said that everyone thought Alexis was happy and carefree, but with him she was stressed and worried, and that he often had to comfort her and that he had to, quote, bring her back up, end quote. Which then, following that interview, Alexis's friends and family did interviews disputing this, saying she really was as happy as she seemed. Her friends also said Alexis had told them that Tom was abusive, controlling, and manipulative, and that he sometimes strangled her for fun. And many people think that they might have been having some rough sex, and the strangling went too far. Again, that's not proven, but it is possible.
Right. Yeah.
And then this totally bizarre thing over Alexis's body happens.
Oh, God. Who does it belong to, I guess? After the fact?
Sort of.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, let's just put this out there. There was no dispute about who her body belonged to because, Tom's her husband. But Alexis's mom, Stacy, wanted her daughter's body brought back to Pennsylvania, but Tom was next of kin. So Stacy called Tom to tell him that's what she wanted, and Tom agreed with Stacy that Alexis's body should go home. He was like, yeah, totes. Let's send her back up there.
I mean, if they have a family plot,
right,
it's already prepared, then I get that.
Yeah, but then he cut off all communication and just never went to claim Alexis's body.
What?
Yeah.
He just
never went to claim it. And the medical examiner finally made Stacy Alexis's next of kin after they tried with no luck to get up with Tom for weeks.
Did he have an excuse for that? Did he get a new number?
No, he's never said. He literally just ghosted her mom, was like, yeah, you can have her body. Then ghosted her mom and then ghosted the morgue or wherever her body was at. What? He didn't care.
It's almost like he was doing that to appease everyone, and then now he's like, oh shit, it's almost like maybe it's real and it's hitting him, and he doesn't want to, he's trying to run away from it all.
Yeah, I don't know. It's totally bizarre, though.
It is.
Alexis's parents were able to have Alexis's body flown home and had a small ceremony, and some of her friends flew in from Texas to be there, which I thought was really sweet. Where are we with the investigation? Well, police were able to obtain security footage from a beauty salon that points at the ditch Alexis was dumped in.
Ooh, give me the details on that.
But only the police have seen it, so no telling what that reveals.
Okay.
And police are actively looking at the electronic devices of everyone who had communicated with Alexis in the days leading up to her disappearance, so they can try to assemble a timeline, but that's it so far. That's where they're at with it. So Tom, of course, denies claims made against him, including that he and Alexis were having marriage problems, which I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would you even deny that?
Yeah, there's no point in denying that. There's too many people that have heard straight from her before she went missing.
Well, and I mean, they had split up their accounts.
And they already had papers drawn up to get divorced. I mean, you don't do that because you're in a great space.
Well, I guess it's possible, like, Alexis filed them and, they hadn't reached Tom yet, so maybe he just thought there was, I don't know. But they were definitely having marriage problems.
If at least one person is already drawing up divorce papers, there's problems.
Yeah, for sure. And he says that he's been getting death threats from people who think he's the one who killed Alexis. And people, let's not threaten Tom Sharkey. That's only going to get you in trouble. And that's not going to help Alexis's case at all. Like, it's not going to do anything for it. So leave the man alone, even if you think he did it. But obviously, the internet is full of theories. None are proven, but they are, number one, and the one that you and I seem to agree with, is that Tom Sharkey did it.
The husband did it.
Mm-hmm. This is the one that's most agreed with on the internet, and there are sub-theories attached to that, like his motive maybe over the Sebastian guy. Either he found out, or she told him, and he cracked. And then, of course, there's like the rough sex theory.
Yeah.
Number two, Sebastian the DJ did it. However, he did have an alibi till 10:30 that night, but not one after.
Well, what was the husband's alibi? Did you ever say?
He didn't really have an alibi. He went looking for her. He went to that gas station. He called and talked to John for 45 minutes. So, that's kind of an alibi, but I guess you could technically still be killing somebody while you're talking to somebody. I don't know. But like I said, Sebastian did not have an alibi only till 10:30, and then after there's not. So, that's not completely out of the realm of possibility. Was it his car Alexis left in? Of course, there would be text from Alexis on his phone, if that's true, but the police have not, released that. So hard to say if they were even in communication that day, or, she was seen with him the day before, so hard to know.
Okay.
And then there's this theory that Tanya and Alexis's friends killed her.
What?
Yeah. She hadn't known any of them very long, and Tanya's out there doing the most, and she needs to just quit, okay? Tanya, if you're listening, girl, stop. So the police have asked her to keep quiet because, obviously when you have an investigation going on, an active investigation, if you're out there telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry everything you know about it, it's going to compromise the investigation. And she won't shut up. She won't. She's out here giving interviews left and right, milking her 5 minutes of fame. Tanya, girl, stop. It's not a good look to ruin a criminal investigation. But again, these are just theories, so we are still waiting to find out 100% what happened to Alexis Sharkey, who killed her, and why.
Love our podcast? Then hit that subscribe button and leave us a review.
We're also on Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/truecrimebuzz and join today for access to all our exclusive content, including bonus episodes.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at TC Buzz Podcast.
And check out our website at www.truecrimebuzz.com.
Until next time, cheers!